I just had the strangest encounter of my life. So possibly the most crazy thing that I've ever had happen to me in my life just happened. We were in the city centre helping out with the Norwich vegan group. We hired this little kind of stall which charities can use, and we were just promoting the vegan thing, doing some vegan activism. And we'd run out of vegan chocolate, so Gemma and myself went to the shop to get some more. When we come back, this homeless guy was he was sort of being very aggressive towards a couple of the girls who were there. I could see their body language that they were like worried, and he was like leaning over, being very aggressive towards them. Something about the egg industry he was talking about. He was very agitated. So I tried to kind of divert his attention, and I tried to say, look, we're just trying to help. We want to end suffering. And he said, you'll never end suffering. Like, there'll always be suffering. And then he said that he ate meat, and I was getting quite frustrated. I was saying, we can affect change, but he wasn't having it, and I did a stupid thing because I was getting agitated, and he said that he ate meat, and I said, well, you're the problem then, you're part of the problem. And he decided to hear that as, oh, I've got a problem, and he got closer and closer. We were both raising our voices more and more, and he was getting towards my sort of space. So I realised, I've messed up here, I shouldn't have said that. And so I tried to flip it around, and I said, look, we're just trying to end suffering, why don't we be nice to each other? I lowered my tone down a bit, I spoke more softly, and I said, I just want to end suffering. And he just got into this one-track mindedness, and he was saying, you'll never end suffering, I've been suffering, I never got love from my mum or dad, did you get love from your mum and dad? And he just kept asking me that question, and you got frustrated, and then you said, oh, you starting to sound like a broken record because you were getting frustrated too, weren't you? Mm. And it was really escalating, and I was saying to him, we want to end suffering. He was telling me he was suffering. It was getting to that point where it could easily have kicked off, and I just suddenly realised, wait a minute, I'm saying I want to end suffering, he's saying he's suffering. He said his mum and dad never gave him a cuddle, never gave him a hug, and so I don't know what happened, but I just came out with, I'll give you a hug. And he said, go on then. And I walked towards him with my arms out, so I knew it was dangerous, from my doorman my experience of street fights and working in clubs and things. I knew not to get in his space, I knew not to have my guard down and my hands open and myself vulnerable, but something told me to do that and to trust that everything will be alright. And we had a cuddle, and he just broke down in floods of tears, didn't he?
Yeah.
He went from the most angry you can imagine before it's going to kick off and you're going to be fighting the guy, to just a gibbering wreck. And we were just hugging, and I started crying as well, and
I was nearly crying. We were just all in shock, just shocked, just how it turned.
It just went dead quiet, didn't it? And it was the most beautiful experience of my life, probably.
Never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Just
not so long ago, I have this background in door work and violence, and a few years ago that would have come to blows.
It was at the point where you were going to have to escort him away because he was not backing down, and you were going to have to. I thought any minute you're going to have to say, "Come on, it's time to go," and he's not going to back down.
And his aggression was going up and up and up.
Yeah.
And he was getting closer and closer, and I just know at some point if someone gets that angry and they're in striking range, they're going to go for you. But something told me to not be scared and not to worry about that, and I sort of offered myself to him, he could have really hurt me. I guess he recognised that, and he must have thought, well, this guy's given me unconditional love, whereas, he's probably not had that before, is what you're sort of feeling.
In that moment, you just thought, oh yeah, I'll just give you a hug. You put making him feel better above your safety.
Yeah.
And you just showed him unconditional love when he was not showing you that. He was showing you aggression and anger. So maybe he had never experienced that before, just in that moment, it just hit him, and he just, he broke down because of that. You showed him that love, and like that was kind of like a lesson for you as well in like tolerance.
Yeah, I really messed up. Like I met aggression with aggression. Like I got irritated that he wasn't listening and that he didn't have my same perspective. But why would he have? We all have a different perspective. We've all been through different things. He
wasn't even angry about the egg industry. It wasn't even about that. It was about his parents
suffering.
and his childhood. But he projected that onto the situation that we were talking about, which is why he was so angry about it.
Yeah.
So, that was a lesson for everybody who was there. In
it just went dead quiet, didn't it? And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that happened. I mean, it wasn't really like a very conscious thing. I just felt like it was just inspired action. I just felt like that's what I had to do at that time. I'm not saying everyone, if someone's really kicking off, I'm not saying everyone should do that, because like, I guess I know how to handle myself, and I was vulnerable, but I felt like if it happened, like, I know how to look after myself, but I did put myself in a dangerous spot, but it paid off big time.
You can't give out unconditional love and get met by like aggression. It's just not a match. If you give out unconditional love, like, you can only get love back. This is
some law of attraction type dilly. But that was one of the most beautiful experiences of my life.
For like an hour or two after, I just felt like, I don't know, just some sort of like emotional, like I wanted to cry, but in a beautiful way. It was just a beautiful... We were really like elated from it, like on a real high, and we were giving out our free samples and leaflets about veganism and like helping the animals, and it all flowed a lot better, and we were laughing and joking with the public, and it was a lot easier. It was a beautiful experience. So what do you think it taught you, that experience?
I don't know.
I think you sort of mentioned it earlier. You were talking about like, because you get frustrated when you have interactions with meat eaters. Like someone like Vegan Revolution, he can easily just be really calm and like easily get bits in and try and convert them, but you get frustrated, and so I think like it taught you more like tolerance, didn't it?
I need to be more calm, and let someone says something which is like harmful to animals, and I want to, that makes me angry and frustrated, and I want to say like, hello. But you've got to let people speak, and I find that really hard. I'm not very good at. You're getting really. When I saw you doing the chalk challenge, and you were talking to that guy, you were really.
I'd like to get better at it.
It's a balance, isn't it? It's like not being too aggressive from the word go.
It's hard, actually. It's hard. I really have a lot of respect for people who are so good at it, like Vegan Revolution. I'd like to get better at knowing what to say. It just comes with practice, but I think there's a big lesson for you, and like, it was.
I was annoyed at myself. I did bite, and I did, and that could have been, like I say, not so long ago, that would have definitely been a fist fight. But luckily, I recognised it quick enough that I'd messed up, and I managed to bring it down.
He was like, he wanted a fight, didn't he? He wanted a fight. That was what he wanted.
But instead, I gave him unconditional love, and like you say, you can't give anything back to that.
It's beautiful.
Anyway, I'm conscious that we're droning on the same thing over and over now, so we'll wrap it up there. And just if you can be kind, just be kind. Try not to give out aggression. Try not to give aggression back. Give out the more positive energy. There's enough negative energy in the world. The more positive energy we give out, the more beautiful things we're going to create. If you've enjoyed this episode,
please like and subscribe.
Go vegan for victory.